What's up, Ramley? You are now in the kitchen with Chef Nixon for all your fixes for the latest and greatest of VCU men's basketball. So, we have a ton to talk about. Um, this is now Monday. I wanted to discuss everything as it went, but that was me thinking that we were going to be in the championship. Um, so then after, which we talk about the Richmond game, I decided to wait to see exactly where the chips will fall before recording the video. Um, so let's start with Friday, and then we'll go from there. All right. So VCU had a game on Friday at Richmond, or not at Richmond, but hosting Richmond in the A10 tournament. How'd it go? Let's get the hell into it. All right. So going to the tournament, any type of tournament, whatever happened before it, it doesn't matter. Everything is one game at a time. I don't need to be a better team than you, but I need to be a better team than you this day. And I will say that coming into this game, or just thinking about this game, I just thought that VCU was a better team. In fact, I know we're a better team than Richmond. However, certain factors did not work in our favor in this game, and of course, we're going to touch on those. However, there still is a lot we could have controlled, and I think that we failed to do so. So, first things first, it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I went to the pregame event, and I probably shook and talked to 100 people, right? And everybody kept saying, "Well, it's hard to beat. What do you think about the game? It's hard to beat somebody 3 times. Hard to beat somebody 3 times." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It is. You're absolutely right. It is hard to beat someone 3 times, especially when the last time you played them, you thumped them." Because everybody has like they want some get back, and at the same time, like even when we beat them by 2 at their place, I still felt like we had a complete control of the game. You know what I'm saying? There was the only time, like, the reason Richmond was in that game because we kept doing things to allow them to stay in the game, not that Richmond was doing something for us to. The University of Henrico was doing something to prevent us from pulling off. So when we played them here and we thumped them the way we did, I was like, well, we should have did that when we were at their house too. So coming into this game, the end of the season, Richmond dropped 2 games back to back. They lost to Dayton, and then they also lost to St. Bonaventure. So any hopes for getting an at-large bid or making the tournament was completely out the window for them. So I'm pretty sure Mooney and those guys, they probably had the mentality that we have nothing to lose. We go out here and we lose, we'll be in the same situation, regardless. If we don't win the whole thing. So they came out with nothing to lose, and they played relaxed, and they played calm, and they played pretty good basketball against us. First against Rhode Island, and Rhode Island's coach gets fired because of that, I'm assuming, and good riddance to him. I never want to see somebody lose their livelihood, but that guy's, and just from the outside looking in, and just from seeing his actions, that guy was hella arrogant, rude at times. So it's just like, yo, good riddance to him. I hope he finds another job somewhere else. So that's one thing I do have to thank University of Henrico for doing, is making sure that guy's gone. Because of David Cox, whatever. So Richmond beats Rhode Island, and there's such thing as tournament legs, and what that means is, once you start playing, you get that warm up game in, and then you can go and play somebody else, and if they had a bye by a chance, You know what I'm saying? They're not really in or really ready to play, I guess you could say. Physically, just you already been in a thick in battle. Like a new blood coming in anywhere. You know what I mean? If you already got your hands dirty, it's just a little clean slate. Now the concern was maybe Richmond would get tired, but the referees made sure that nobody got tired during this game, and we'll touch on that later as well. So VCU entered this game trying to forget about how we allowed St. Louis to beat us at their house. That was a game that we came out sluggish, and we showed a lot of heart and fight to get back into the game. But to be honest with you, I mean, we did not play locked in. We did not play focused. We did not play our brand of basketball on the defensive end until later in the game. Our offense has always been kind of up and down. And I've always said when the offense is being stagnant or not going as well as you want it to be, you really have to lock in on what it is that you do to make you win games. And that was the defensive end. So I think that we kind of allowed St. Louis to dictate the pace in that game, and they dictated a lot. And then when we finally tried to turn it on, it was just a little bit too late. And if we got that win, I think we have an at-large bid because that's a quad one win. And then soon after that, Vanderbilt did well against someone else, and made Vanderbilt a quad one win too. But we didn't. And that's going to pay dividends because if we didn't beat St. Louis, then I felt like we were going to have to win at least 2 games. One being Richmond, and then more than likely Dayton. So I believe we played pretty good basketball to start the game off. But I really don't think that we were as locked in on the defensive end as we needed to be. Like this team is special because they play so hard, right? They have so much defensive talent and they play so hard. But offensively, we're like ranked shit. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we have to play super hard and be on our defensive P's and Q's for us to be successful against a team who's either playing well or a really good team. So starting out, I think we did a okay job, but it were glaring things that were troubling to me. I think we did a poor job of defending the paint. I felt like they were able to get in there too often for my liking. I felt as if we were just like a half a step slow on everything. Our rotations half a step slow. Loose ball situations half a step slow. Closing out half a step slow. One of the biggest things I felt like we lost a lot of 50-50 balls. And for those who don't know, 50-50 balls is like if a ball is deflected and you got 2 players running at it, one from Richmond or University of Rico and one from VCU, there's a 50-50 chance that either one of them get it. And I felt like more than likely in this game, University and Rico was getting their hands on those 50-50 balls. I seen them diving on the floor. I seen them jumping out of bounds trying to save the ball. Numerous amount of times where we're just half a step slow. And unfortunately for us, when they did get those 50-50 balls, they were able to turn those into points. More so Gilliard. Gilliard had a really good game. He had 22 points in the first half. But in college in general, like Gilliard's a good player. But to score 22 points in the first half, come on, bro. And granted, I seen some of the shots he was hitting. He hit some tough shots. Made the adjustment. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, this is just gonna have to be good enough. No, you gotta make an adjustment on a good player. You gotta maybe I'll press up a little harder on him. Maybe I'll crowd him. Maybe I'll try to make him drive to the paint and try to finish over the trees down there. You know what I mean? Because I feel like nobody else really could score for Richmond outside of Gilliard. And you look at the stats, you'll see like, that was almost 2 for 7, 2 for 8, 3 for 7, and they might have had like Burton had like 14 points, but he only hit like 2 twos and a 3, so 7 points, and all the rest of the points came from the free throw line. And I just felt that we should have did something to adjust to that. And me as a player, I would have adjusted to that. I'm not going to allow anybody to go off for 22 on me in a half. You know what I mean? If someone's shooting the piss out the ball, I'm going to make you a driver. I'm going to change that. You're going to be a driver. Let's see if you can finish over the top of me, and then you got Hassan and Deloach and those guys down there. You're going to have to do something different. I can't allow you to just sit there and dribble and get in your comfort zone, get into your rhythm, and then pull up on me. I got to change your rhythm. And then another way he got some of his points is just off losing those 50-50 balls. We lose the 50-50 ball, they kick it out to him, and he would drain them. And even with that, even with us losing the 50-50 balls, when Gilliard, okay, if you guys remember when we spoke about the Richmond game at VCU, one of the biggest things I commended VCU for was every single shot was contested. We didn't play the best defense, so we minimized them from getting good looks. But even if they had a good look, we had somebody sprinting their ass off, jumping as high as they can, trying to contest this shot. And then I'm disappointed because I had to go back and rewatch this BS. I already hate University of Henrico. So it really sickened me that the whole A-10 allowed them fools to win it. But then, I had to go back and rewatch this nonsense and just see how many times we just didn't put the maximum effort in. You know what I mean? Not saying we didn't play hard, but you can't tell me we couldn't play harder. You know what I mean? I've seen it where the ball's kicked out and we halfway closing out on Gilliard, who already has 22 in the second half. How? You know what I mean? I said that right there. We take those. We minimize that. Just that extra effort to get out there and contest it. Maybe you running out there makes him pull back from the shot a little bit. Brick, we get a rebound. We off to the races. But that's something we could control and we didn't do it. So we really couldn't contain Gilliard. Then let's go to the offensive end. The offense was good at times and horrendous at times. A lot of times I felt like we just put our head down and forced an issue when nothing was there. No good ball movement, no side-to-side movement, no swinging around the arc, no paint touches, kick out, just bad decision making, driving the basketball nowhere to go, or taking an ill-advised shot, or turning it over. You know what I mean? So we had so many different things that was working against us on the offensive end. But even with that, I felt like we did well enough to. I feel like we did well enough to be in the game. Like I said, our offense really isn't our calling card anyway. But we had to minimize which turnovers. Like, it's really amazing how we are like top 3 in the league in turnovers, and we still were at the top 3 in the league. Imagine if we were able to minimize those mistakes. You know what I mean? Even if our offense, we still can't shoot the way that we usually do, but we just get attempts up and they just don't fall. And we remove the careless and the non-forced turnovers, You know what I mean? I think we'd be better off. But being that our offense can be so stagnant, being that our defense wasn't where at the energy level it needed to be, being that we lost the 50-50 balls, being that we really couldn't get into a rhythm and play our style of play and push the pace. Um, yeah, it was going to be an uphill battle for us. And the last thing we'll talk about is, and this is not a complaint about Richmond. You know what I mean? Richmond came out there and they played hard. Excuse me, University of Henrico. They came out there and played hard. Um, Gilliard hit big shots when they needed it. Um, we didn't do the things that we needed to do to win a tournament game. You got to leave it all out there every single game. You can't have no reserves left. You got to burn it, and I felt like we we didn't give ourselves a fair chance with those things. So I think even before I mention this, I think we still could have done things to win this game. You know what I mean? I still think we could have played a lot better, and we still could have won this game in spite, because we have done this before at Dayton. And it was worse then. It was absolutely worse then. So, with that being said, I cannot stand when referees dictate the game. I cannot stand it. The referees were calling this game so tight against VCU, I could not believe it. And granted, I think they just made BS calls throughout the whole game, even on the University of Henrico side. However, they just weren't getting the quantity. The quality was been poor the whole game, but the quantity of fouls that were being committed by VCU compared to what they were calling for University of Henrico was outrageous, egregious. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like VCU wasn't driving the ball hard, like University of Henrico was driving the ball hard. It wasn't like they weren't bodying up like we were bodying up. It wasn't like you know the game was being played how a effing tournament game is supposed to be played. This is like the playoffs, bro. Why are the referees dictating the pace of the game? It wasn't Richmond dictating the pace of the game. It was the refs. It was the refs. There was no continuity to the game. Every single time down, there was a whistle blown about something. And in VCU side, it was always a foul. It was like, yo, what are y'all doing? Why aren't y'all letting these teams play to see who's the better team? You're making it a free throw contest. It was disgusting. It was disgusting to see. Who were these refs? Where have they been? Send them back to school. Or maybe they just got out of school and they're just trying to call everything tight because they don't know how things work. You ever seen that? Somebody who's new to authority, they feel like they got to... I could tell. Now, I'm not saying these guys are new refs because I really don't know. But I played enough basketball to where I can tell, oh, he's a veteran ref. Oh, he a rookie. And I feel like these refs that we had for this game completely controlled the pace of the game instead of allowing a team to control the play of the game. And I figured the first half was bad. However, I just figured, okay, how refs rotate. Maybe there's one guy who just has this is how he calls the game, and they're gonna rotate in the second half, and boom, we're gonna get those calls next. But that wasn't the case. Oh, Ed, you might be tripping. Come on, man, you can't blame the game on the ref. You're right. I can't blame the game on the ref, and I'm not. But goddamn it, 32 free throws to 9. 32 to 9. Richmond had 25 points at least from the free throw line. Let me look this up. Because I know I'm not tripping. Come on, ESPN. I need y'all to do better now. Thirty-two to 9 is sickening. Team stats. Free throws. Richmond was 26 for 32. We were 6 for 9. "26 for 32 to 6 for 9." One more time for y'all, because maybe maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. 26 for 32 to 6 for 9. Now, I've named all these other things that we could have done better. And then that on top of that, and not just the free throw quantity was the issue. With so many fouls being called, there's no way VCU can play their game. There's no way they can play their game. How do we score? Turn the team over, transition buckets. Ain't no transition if you got to keep going to the free throw line. You can't even play physical defense. As soon as you play any type of physical defense, it's a foul blown. How you win like that? How you win like that? How can a coach tell his team to be physical and be tough when the referees are dictating everything by calling? I can understand we was out here mugging people. They were like tic-tac calls. How can I be physical when you guys are just letting these people waltz to the line? Like, I'm being dead serious. Let me look. I gotta look again. Let me pull this up again. Let me see. Okay. So second half, we were outscored 38 to 35. 38 to 35. But I'm almost willing to bet that 20 points came from the free throw line. 20 to 18 points in the second half. Come on now. Come on now. Now, mind you, I'm saying this, not saying this cost VCU the game, because I still felt as if there were other things we could have done to play better and get the dub. But damn. You know? Damn. But damn. So VCU ends up falling to Richmond, or the University of Henrico, 75 to 64. Now we had some guys, make some plays now. Curry was hooping. He had some wild turnovers. Vince was hooping. You know what I'm saying? Ace was hooping. You know what I mean? We had some guys make some plays, but damn, when the referees control the game like that, man, it's hard to win. For a team like VCU, any team that hangs their hat on defense. Imagine the Detroit Pistons with Ben Wallace and them, and the referees call every single foul down the half where they can't play physical defense. But you got Shaq down there just moving people around. Come on, man. Come on. I'm disappointed we didn't come out and play the way that we could have. But I'm also disappointed in the way that the referees carried that game and did that game, and ruled that game. You would think eventually one would be like, yo, we got to ease up off these whistles, bro. You see this foul count, bro? We are wilding. Yo, referee huddle, ring. Yo, what are we doing? Do you see this? What kind of game are we refereeing right now? This ain't even no game. This is what are we doing? Come on, man. Stat leaders. VCU. Vince had 18 points, 9 rebounds. I mean, Mr. Do-It-All been doing it all season. I feel like he got gypped for Player of the Year. Ace Baldwin, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Solid outing for Ace. Solid outing. The kids play hard, man. They play hard. University of Henrico, Jacob Gilliard had 32 points, 3 assists, 22 points in the first half, which is crazy. And he probably hit like 2 really big shots for Richmond once VCU started making a run to really seal the deal. Tyler Burton had 14 points, 9 rebounds. I still think this guy's kind of a bum. I was telling people all day they're lucky I wasn't guarding him. I would have loved to guard him in my prime. Damn. But 14 points, 9 rebounds for him. He found a way to impact the game. So, with all that being said, moving forward, what's next? So we didn't beat we didn't beat St. Louis at St. Louis, which would have helped us out tremendously as adding another quad one win to the resume. We didn't do that. So I always said if we lost that game, we're going to have to go into the tournament and win 2 games. We lost in our first appearance to Richmond, who wasn't going to make the tournament, wasn't going to sniff the tournament if they didn't win. So that was a bad loss. And then on top of that, they ran the table and ended up going and winning the tournament, which basically solidified us not getting in. Unless there were some other people who didn't make crazy runs. But us losing the University of Henrico basically removed everything from our control. So consequently, we did not get an at-large bid. No NCAA Big Dance appearance for VCU. And I know that's heartbreaking for the senior guys. I know they're really looking forward to, to have a bat at it. You know what I mean? They worked through a lot of adversity this year, injuries, and just a whole bunch of other stuff that was circulating the team. So I know it kind of sucks for all that hard work to feel like it's for Nathan, but it's not. So VCU did get a NIT NIT berth as a 3 seed. They're going to play Princeton at VCU on Tuesday. Now, what I will say for all the people who represent VCU, for all the people on the coaching staff, for all the players on the team, don't be selfish. Well, damn, man, what do you mean by that? Don't be selfish. When things didn't experience. My freshman year, CA tournament. This back when CA was only getting one bid anyway, maybe 2. We were playing. Who were we playing? I think we were playing UNC Dub, and we lost. We lost that game. A game that we should have won. A game that we had. We just lost it. We all go to Coach Grant's house, watching the Selection Sunday, see if we'll get in. We're watching this commercial. I think it's like an Allstate commercial. Dude's dribbling up, going for a layup. Before he goes for a layup, Jamal Schuler says, "Hey, if he hit this shot, we gonna get in a tournament." Dude goes up for the layup. Out of nowhere, somebody comes and throws that shit. And they see it's just. I remember, y'all might remember this commercial. He blocks a shot, and the ball just bounces up the stands all the way out into the parking lot, and it hits the car. And consequently, we didn't get into the tournament. We got into the NIT. That was so deflating. That was so deflating for people. And I was a freshman at this time. Like, and my minutes were like up and down. Like I started 3 games, and then I didn't sniff any playing time. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, man, I don't want to play no damn NIT, man. What's the NIT? Not in tournament. You know what I mean? What is this? And I felt that way. And I wasn't playing that. So I can only imagine how other people might have felt. But I immediately felt guilty because it was so selfish of me to not consider Jamal. It was so selfish of me to not consider Mike Anderson, Will Famini. It was selfish of me in that moment to be like, man, what's the NIT? For them, it's the opportunity. This is the last time they may wear a VCU uniform. You know what I mean? So for you, it's like, man, whatever. But for them, it's life. So I asked everybody, don't be selfish. These guys played their heart out. They played hard. They worked hard. They put extra work in. You gotta commend people who were able to change their shot, like Vince and Ace and these guys, are able to change their shot by getting extra work in. Keyshawn Curry putting extra work. All these people putting this work in hours and time and commitment, to win and do their best and ultimately appease you. You know what I mean? We can't afford to be selfish in that regard. No, we didn't get the result we wanted. It is what it is. But we got another. We better than a lot of other teams. Some people ended their career with they last game just being their last game. Rhode Island, they just home. They chilling. That they could have went on spring break. You know what I mean? So we can't be selfish. We all have to rally behind them and push them just like they've been pushing for themselves. You know what I mean? And the young guys, understand this thing goes fast. Your 4 years are going to come and go fast. Final Four was 10 years ago. What? You know what I mean? Things come and go fast. So appreciate this time and do not be selfish for these seniors. Fight hard for your seniors. Lock in for your seniors. Y'all get to play in front of the home crowd again. That's a plus. You know what I mean? For the fans, that's a plus. We talking about, we every time we get selected into the tournament, we got to go all the way to Baylor or all the way across the world. Now we here. You know what I mean? In the stew. Support. Show up and support your team now. It's the time they need you. When people need you, they need you. So here we go. And also, moving forward, this is very important moving forward. For instance, like my junior year, we probably had one of the best teams I've ever been a part of. Probably that came through VCU. We had so much talent on this team. But boy, we had so much other ish going around this team that we just could not win because we had too much stuff going on. We had too much stuff going on outside of basketball for us to really, truly be as focused as we needed to be to win. And we underachieved that year. And we're still a good team, but we underachieved that year. We felt like we should have been in NIT. This somehow North Carolina made it to the NIT, and they were like 15-15. I have no clue, probably because of money. But anyway, we went to the CBI. We called it the Can't Believe It. We didn't want to play in this thing whatsoever. But the fans came up. We went to George Washington for the first game. And we literally were like, whatever. We did not care if we won this game whatsoever. We just out here playing. So lax that we like, man, let me just shoot it. Let me just play. But with that, what we found was a remedy how to play. Relax. cool, collected. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember the lingo. I can't think of it right now, but I know y'all remember it. I think it was 3 C's. But anyway, but from that, we found the remedy to win games. We found the remedy of how we need to approach games, how we need to play, and then the next year, boom, Final Four. You know what I'm saying? And everything that we did in the CBI played into how we played in the tournament the next year. So this is important. This is important. J9, oh, this is hella important for you, bro. Deloach, hella important for you. All you young guys who got another year, it's hella experience. Hella experience for y'all. Hella experience. Like, Ace is going to benefit from this. The whole team is going to benefit from this. The experience you can gather from this is immeasurable. It's immeasurable. So, you got to pay your dues. We had to pay our dues. And then, boom, it took us on a ride for years. You got to pay your dues. So this is just us paying our dues. So, as the third seed in the NIT, moving forward, we got matched up with Princeton. Princeton is 23-6 on the season. But don't get it wrong. I know they in the Ivy League and all that, but these boys can hoop. They lost to Yale. They weren't supposed to lose to Yale. Just to let you know. They lost, but they coming into that game, they weren't supposed to lose. Yale had somebody playing. Swain was playing out of his mind. You know what I mean? Hitting tough. I'm talking about some of these shots that the young man was hitting was like contested, like deep. What do you want me to do with this? Like, is the shot dude here? You just go like, coach. You know what I mean? So they lost in heartbreaking fashion. They fought. They still fought. So they got heart too, and they got pride. So this ain't no. Don't think you don't hear Princeton and think that these cats is weak. No, they're not. They lost in heartbreaking fashion. Had a chance to win. One of the best players threw it. Tried to make a pass. Hit the back of the backboard. Then went off them. Just terrible way to end. So they're a very good team. They're led by their power forward and their senior, Tucson Ambuman. I don't know how to pronounce this young man's name. Please forgive me. But when you see it, you're gonna be like, I don't know how to pronounce it either. But he averages 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He was also the Ivy League Player of the Year. So he is a gamer. And he's back with his by his point guard, Jalen Llewellyn. I'm assuming it's Llewellyn. The L's are silent. Llewellyn maybe. But he averages 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. So both of these guys can hoop. Princeton has a team of where basically they play 6 players. They have 6 guys playing over 20 minutes, and 5 of those guys are basically at 30 minutes a game. With that being said, they have all 5 of the guys that play 30 minutes average more than they're averaging double digits. And the guy coming off the bench can get it going too. They were number 8th in the country in scoring, so they can really fill it up. They can shoot the ball. Mwimba is one of them guys where he's athletic, but he also has patience in the post. He can pivot. We're going to have to do a really good job of walling him up and make him score over top. However, he's capable of doing that. So depending on how that goes, we may end up having a double team, but I hope we don't because it kind of reminds me of a George Mason type of vibe, but their surrounding players are better. From what I can tell, they really don't care for the physical style of play. But what I just experienced, we may not be able to play physical style of basketball. So ain't no telling, right? So we're going to have to come out here and we're going to have to try to play our brand of basketball, push the pace, speed these guys up, get them running, and kind of wear them down as the fight goes on. You know what I mean? So the game is tomorrow, Tuesday, 7 p.m. at the Stew. Bring your energy. Bring all the black and gold you got. Because this game is going to be a good one. I think the last time we played Princeton, they had a lead and we ended up coming back and winning. But Make no doubt. Don't let this be a misunderstanding. Princeton is supposed to be a tournament team. They're supposed to be in the NCAA tournament. Like, the Ivy League only gonna get one bid, right? They only gonna get one bid. It's the Ivy League. But they were supposed to be the team that goes. They were upset, basically. Listen, Ramley, listen. This team is good. This team is good. I watched the games. This team is good. We're gonna have to come out there and play our basketball and play good. And the fans, we're gonna have to be there, show up and show out. The players, y'all gotta be locked in and leave nothing in the tank. It's cool to go empty. We got so many subs. Play your ass off for whatever stint you got, because we're gonna need it come tomorrow. Look, that's all I got, man. So tomorrow, seatbelt on, hard hats, get ready, because it's go time. All right, y'all. Peace.